this week as they head out to face the Raiders in Las Vegas, because Dillon Gabriel is in the concussion protocol, and I just think there's a very, very good chance that Shedeur Sanders is going to start this game. So what needs to happen? Shador needs to get into practice and take his first practice snaps with the first team offense. He hasn't done that before. We've been harping on it.
Breaking news just shook Cleveland. Kay Cabot confirmed that Shedeur Sanders is officially stepping in as the Browns' starting quarterback next week against the Las Vegas Raiders, and the whole city is buzzing about it. Dillon Gabriel was supposed to take the field, but he's staying stuck in concussion protocol and won't be cleared in time, which opens the door wide for Shador to take over in a massive way. This is a wild moment for Shador because he's finally getting real first-team reps for the first time this entire season, and the timing couldn't be more dramatic. After that heartbreaking loss last game, the Browns are now building a whole offense designed around Shedeur's style, his rhythm, and his strengths. This matchup against the Raiders might just become the biggest chapter of his career so far, and the pressure is sky high because everything is on the line right now. Kay Cabot doubled down and said the Browns are crafting a game plan strictly for Shedeur, built to maximize every bit of what he brings. She's calling this a golden shot for him to show the Browns exactly who he is as a quarterback. And according to her, he's locked in, motivated, and ready to shock the league. This isn't some publicity trick to sell tickets or hype up social media. This is the real deal. People trying to say this is just a ploy to bring Shedeur's fans into the stadium are missing the point. Kay already confirmed before that Shedeur Sanders was capable of stepping into the QB role against the Ravens, and that turned out to be true. So when she says it's happening again, it's happening for real. There's no smoke and mirrors here, just an opportunity that Shedeur has been preparing for since day one. Nobody can predict exactly how Sunday will go, but one thing is undeniable. Shedeur Sanders has to walk into that stadium ready for the moment, because this could be the biggest turning point of his entire NFL future. Every snap, every read, every throw will matter, and he knows it. This week isn't just another game.
That's the first thing that will happen. And then they will devise a game plan that will maximize his strengths and help him to look as good as possible.
It's the chance he's been waiting for, and Cleveland's watching every second. Kevin Stefanski finally spoke up about the possibility of Shedeur Sanders starting, and the way he talked made it sound like Shedeur is absolutely stepping in for the Browns next week. He explained that as a young quarterback, Shedeur keeps learning from every single moment he gets on the field, and with real first-team reps coming his way, Stefanski believes Shedeur is only going to level up from here. He didn't say it outright, but he hinted loud and clear that Shedeur could end up being the Browns' starting quarterback moving forward. And that's a huge statement. Kay Cabot backed it up and made it clear this decision has nothing to do with consoling him or trying to please his fans. It's strictly about his accuracy, which she called remarkable. She explained that during practices, Shedeur has been throwing with serious precision, so clean and so consistent that the coaching staff couldn't ignore it anymore. That kind of accuracy is exactly why he's viewed as a high-rated prospect, and it's a major reason he's being handed this chance to start. Even though he's faced pressure and adversity, his talent kept shining through every rep. Yeah, Shedeur got sacked twice and missed a couple throws under heavy pressure, but when he had the window, his passes were laser accurate.
There will be opportunities for Shedeur Sanders to play. He might even play on Sunday, depending on what's going to happen with Dillon and what this Baltimore Ravens defense does. I mean, the Ravens defense is playing really, really well over the last 3 games.
One example that stood out was the perfectly placed throw he sent to Larve in the red zone. It could have been a straight-up game-changing play for the Browns. But Larve ended up fumbling the ball even though he had it secured, and that mistake cost the team a crucial opportunity. That one slip kept Shedeur from walking out of that game looking like the hero. But it still highlighted what he brings as a quarterback: crazy accuracy and real composure under fire. And it wasn't just one moment either. Throughout the entire game, Shedeur kept delivering clean, precise throws. The real issue was that a lot of his receivers weren't first-team players, and they struggled with holding on to the ball, which made his job even tougher. It became painfully clear that Stefanski still wasn't fully ready to let Shedeur take control and actually lead the Browns to a win. Time after time, Shedeur put the ball right where it needed to be, right in his receiver's hands, only for them to drop it and waste the moment. One of the clearest examples was when Shador fired a clean, well-placed pass to his receiver, and the ball just slipped right through the man's hands like it was nothing. That kind of play doesn't show up in the stats, but it absolutely changed the outcome of the game. That moment sums up what really went down on the field. And now the energy is completely different because Shedeur Sanders has officially been named QB1 for the next game, and the entire NFL world is reacting to Stefanski's decision. Suddenly people are praising him for once, giving Shedeur real practice reps.
Like, it can't go to decision.
Nope, we can't.
You gotta beat the what's the verbiage there,
if you want to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to become the champ, you got to beat the champ. As in, if it's close, they're going to give it to the champ.
Yes. That's what I was looking for. Like, I know I used to watch Usman fight a lot, Israel Adesanya fight MMA, and I remember them being like, if you want to beat them, when they were
trusting him with the offense and finally letting him step into the role he's been fighting for. Acho spoke up too, saying this shot will help Shedeur grow into exactly what the team has been hoping for. With Shedeur finally getting real gameplay, he'll start learning how different NFL defenses move, disguise, and adjust, which is crucial for any young quarterback trying to rise up. On the other side, Shady highlighted that Shedeur Sanders already showed flashes of greatness in his last outing and believes he's ready to prove himself in the upcoming showdown with the Raiders. But Shady also kept it real. Shedeur is still a rookie, still learning, and still developing, so he doesn't want too much pressure placed on him. Even so, he said, the moment Cleveland fans wake up and hear the news that Shador is starting, they're going to be hyped no matter what happens on the field. The excitement surrounding this opportunity is massive, and the city is ready to ride this wave with him. Bayless didn't hold back when he talked about Shedeur Sanders. He showed nothing but serious confidence in him. He praised the way Shedeur has been throwing the ball lately and said that with the right practice and preparation, Shedeur is more than capable of shining in this upcoming game. Bayless pointed at the Raiders matchup as the perfect moment to show the world what Shedeur's future in the NFL could really look like. Even with a few mistakes in the past, Bayless explained that Shedeur's throws already prove he has the talent to succeed, and that's why he believes Shedeur can show out in this crucial moment. Now that Shedeur Sanders is gearing up for his first official start with the Cleveland Browns, the whole city feels the energy building around him. This moment is huge, not just for Shedeur, but for every fan who's been following his journey from day one. After showing his accuracy, his poise, and his raw talent during practices and his limited snaps, the Browns coaching staff finally put their trust in him. They're sending him out there as QB1 against the Las Vegas Raiders, and this is exactly the shot Shedeur's been waiting for.
Game, but he has that late quarter drive or something like that. Like, as long as he shows us that he is a good quarterback. I ain't trying to put too much pressure on him. He is a rookie still. You know what I mean? Like, this is his first week getting #1 reps. Think about that. So, like, it's going to be hard with all that. Hope he plays well, but I will say this. Everybody in Cleveland woke up this morning super happy that Shedeur's going.
This opportunity could end up shaping the entire direction of his career, especially with the league watching closely. His first start is more than just another game on the schedule. It's a stage to show his growth, his maturity, and the massive potential that keeps getting talked about by NFL analysts and insiders. Sure, the path here wasn't always smooth. There were moments early on with ball security issues and missed chances, but his resilience stood out every time. And when the pressure hit, he still delivered accurate throws that showed exactly why he deserves this moment. Every supporter who's been riding with him through the good and bad will be watching with real excitement, hoping to see their young quarterback step on that field, rise to the moment, and prove he belongs out there with the best. The closer we get to kickoff, the louder the noise around Cleveland gets. Reporters, analysts, and even former players are all locked in on one thing: how Shedeur Sanders carries himself now that he's officially the starter. And the wild part? Everyone keeps saying the same thing. Shedeur looks calm, locked in, and totally unfazed by the spotlight. That confidence is starting to spread through the team like wildfire, and the vibes around the facility feel completely different. Players inside the locker room have been whispering that Shedeur's energy has already shifted the mood of the whole offense. They say he walks in with this quiet determination, studying film nonstop, running through plays with receivers, and refusing to waste a single rep. One veteran even said that Shedeur has been leading huddles during practice like he's been doing it for years, not days. That's the kind of presence Cleveland hasn't felt in a long time, and the coaches are noticing too. Word around Berea is that the staff is impressed by the way Shedeur is taking command, especially with how fast he's picking up adjustments in the new game plan built for him. They're giving him more responsibility, more freedom at the line, and more chances to take control of the offense, stuff they hesitated to give to other quarterbacks all season. But the real talk around the league is about something bigger. People are starting to wonder if this moment might force the Browns to rethink everything about their future. If Shedeur walks into this Raiders game and shows real poise, real accuracy, and real leadership under pressure, the front office will be facing a decision they can't run from anymore. And that possibility is making this week feel even more intense.
It is clutch, and he has it factor when it's time to have it. I saw it again and again at Jackson State and again at Colorado. He was born for that situation.
Shedeur knows what's at stake, the city knows what's at stake, and the Browns know they can't afford another wasted opportunity. This isn't just a start, it's the beginning of something Cleveland hasn't felt in a long time, hope with some real weight behind it. As the week rolls on, the pressure around the Browns facility is starting to feel electric. Coaches and players keep saying the same thing, that Shedeur Sanders is attacking every practice like this is his moment to claim the job for good. And the wild part is how fast his timing with the receivers is sharpening up. Reporters at practice said some of Shedeur's throws were so clean and perfectly timed that even defenders were turning their heads like, did he really just fit that in there? That kind of precision is starting to turn heads fast. Some insiders even mentioned that the Browns defense has been testing Shedeur on purpose, throwing disguised coverages and blitz looks at him to see if he panics. But instead of folding, Shedeur's been standing tall, reading the pressure, and firing strikes like a veteran. One defensive player reportedly said, Shedeur isn't scared of anything out there. And that kind of talk is rare inside a locker room, unless a guy is truly earning respect. At the same time, there's buzz building that Shedeur's leadership is already showing in ways people didn't expect. He's been pulling teammates aside, going over reads, reminding them of assignments, and keeping the energy up even when practice gets tough. For a rookie to do that in a room full of grown pros says a lot about who he is and how much he believes in this opportunity. And fans are feeding off every bit of it. Social media has been going crazy with clips, interviews, and behind-the-scenes reports about Shedeur's preparation. The city is starting to rally behind him like they've been waiting for this spark all season. People aren't just excited. There's a sense that something big is about to shift in Cleveland, and Shedeur is at the center of it. Even former players around the league are chiming in, saying this kind of moment can change a whole franchise if the team handles it right. They're calling it a crossroads, a chance for the Browns to finally choose a direction that brings consistency, growth, and real belief back into the building. And all eyes are on Shedeur to see if he can walk into that stadium and prove he's the one who can lead the way. As game day creeps closer, the tension around Cleveland is starting to hit a whole new level. Reporters say the Browns coaching staff has been in non-stop meetings trying to tighten up every part of this new game plan built around Shedeur Sanders. They're adjusting formations, switching route combos, and making sure the offense moves at a pace that fits Shedeur's strengths. That alone shows how seriously they're taking his first start, and it's got everyone talking. Inside the locker room, teammates are saying Shedeur's confidence is becoming contagious. One player mentioned that when Shedeur walks into the room, you can feel the shift, like he's bringing a whole different type of energy with him. He's been asking for extra reps, reviewing plays late, and going through game situations with players one-on-one because he refuses to leave anything to chance. That kind of hunger is starting to light up the whole offense, and here's where it gets real. Some insiders believe this game could shake up the quarterback room long-term. The front office is paying close attention to how Shedeur handles the pressure, the pace, and the execution against a team like the Raiders. If he steps up and delivers, it's going to be hard for anyone to ignore what that means for the future of the franchise. This isn't just a game, this is a spotlight moment. On top of that, analysts around the league are starting to flip their tone. People who were skeptical before are suddenly admitting that Shedeur has something different: composure, accuracy, and a quiet fire that separates him from other young quarterbacks. They're calling this matchup a statement game because it could show whether Shedeur is just filling in or if he's truly the guy Cleveland needs. And Cleveland fans, they're locked in like never before. They've been flooding social media with messages backing Shedeur, posting old highlights, and begging the team to let him cook on Sunday. The energy is intense, the expectations are high, and everyone feels like something major is brewing as the countdown continues toward kickoff. By the time the final practices wrapped up, it was obvious the entire building felt different with Shedeur Sanders running the show. Coaches were whispering about how sharp he looked during situational drills, especially in red zone work where every mistake matters. One insider even said Shedeur was dropping passes into tiny windows like he'd been starting all year. And that kind of talk doesn't just pop up unless a player is really showing something special. The offensive line has been feeding off his intensity too. Word around practice is that they've been stepping up their communication, protecting harder, and getting more locked in because they know this start means everything for Shedeur. When a rookie earns that kind of respect from the big guys up front, it says a lot about how quickly he's building trust inside the locker room. But the real shock came when defensive veterans pulled reporters aside and admitted that Shedeur gave them trouble during live reps. They tried disguising pressures, switching coverages, and speeding up the pocket just to see how he'd react. Instead of rattling him, it made him sharper. One defender said Shedeur reads it too fast, which is huge praise coming from guys who've been in the league for years. Meanwhile, analysts across the league are watching every update like it's breaking news because they know how big this moment could be. They're calling it a defining week for the Browns, a chance to break away from the confusion of the past and finally commit to a young quarterback with real upside. They've seen the flashes, the accuracy, the composure, and the way he's been carrying himself all week. And now, they're wondering if Cleveland finally stumbled onto the leader they've been missing. Fans feel it too. Cleveland hasn't been this united behind a young quarterback in a long time, and the noise is getting louder by the hour. People are posting predictions, clips, interviews, and stories, hyping up Shedeur's first start like it's a playoff game. The city wants this moment so badly, and the anticipation is only getting stronger as kickoff gets closer. For Shedeur Sanders, this moment is way bigger than just lining up for another game. This is a full-blown statement to the Browns, to his supporters, and to the entire NFL, showing that he's built for this spotlight and ready to step into the role people always believed he could claim. Every snap he takes is a chance to prove he has the skill, the discipline, and the presence to become a real star in this league. And for every fan who's been riding with him since day one, this first start is something to get excited about no matter how the final score ends up playing out. This is one of those moments that defines a young quarterback's future, a moment that could shape Shedeur's career for years to come. It's the start of a chapter filled with potential, growth, and the possibility of something great. And the entire football world will be tuning in to see how he handles the pressure, how he commands the offense, and how he responds when the lights hit him for the very first time. So what do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders going to rise up and show Cleveland he's ready for the spotlight? Can he keep his poise, let that accuracy shine, and lead the Browns to a huge win against the Raiders, even though he's still a rookie? How do you feel about the Browns finally handing him the job he's been grinding for all season? And for all the Shedeur supporters out there, what are your expectations heading into this game? Are you hyped to watch him finally step onto the field as QB1 and take control of this offense? Drop your predictions and thoughts in the comments below, because this is a moment no one wants to miss. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.